Hey there. Welcome back to Kingdom on Wall Street. I'm your host, Starkey Robertson, and this is where we talk about faith, business, stewardship, and what it really looks like to build what God has placed in your hands. If you're a Christian entrepreneur, business owner, or you're simply trying to become more disciplined and intentional with your kingdom assignment, you're in the right place. Before we get into today's conversation, take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. We're bringing you valuable new content throughout the week as we build an ongoing conversation around kingdom business, entrepreneurship, stewardship, and purpose. Subscribing to this channel is by far the easiest way to stay connected. And grab a pen and paper for this one because I want to challenge an assumption that causes a lot of good businesses to struggle unnecessarily. Now, let's get into it. You can have an excellent business and still have almost no customers. You can have a great product and still struggle to make sales. You can genuinely care about people, charge a fair price, provide excellent service, and still watch competitors who aren't nearly as good as you get more business. And when that happens long enough, it becomes frustrating, especially when you believe you're doing everything right. You start wondering, what's wrong with my business? Is my price too high? Is the market too crowded? Do people not value what I offer? Should I change the product? Should I quit? And sometimes one of those questions may actually reveal the problem. But there's another possibility we don't talk about enough. Maybe you're good, but you're invisible. Those are two completely different problems. And that's what I want to talk about today. Here are 5 reasons good businesses get ignored. Number 1, people cannot buy from businesses they don't know exist. That sounds painfully obvious, but I want you to think about how many entrepreneurs build their businesses as though this principle isn't true. They create the company, build the website, set up social media, order business cards, maybe get a logo, and then they wait. They're open for business. But open for business does not mean visible to the market. Think about this from the customer's perspective. Imagine there are 2 businesses. Business A is extraordinary, excellent service, fair prices, honest owner, great customer experience. Business B is average, not terrible, not exceptional, but Business B appears when the customer searches. Business B posts regularly. Business B shows up in the directory. Business B asks for referrals. Business B attends community events. Business B has reviews. Business B follows up. Business B is visible. Business A isn't. Which one gets the opportunity? Probably Business B. Not because Business B is better, because Business B was discoverable. This is one of the most important things entrepreneurs need to understand about marketing. Marketing does not automatically mean manipulation. At its most basic level, marketing helps the right people discover that a solution exists. If you solve a legitimate problem, telling people that you solve it isn't arrogance. It's information. And if you're a Christian entrepreneur who genuinely believes your business can serve people well, hiding the business doesn't make you more humble, it makes you harder to find. Write this down. Visibility is not vanity. Visibility is access. The goal isn't for everybody to know your name. The goal is for the right people to be able to find you when they need what you provide. Number 2, your message may be describing your business instead of the customer's problem. This happens constantly. Go to a business website and you'll see, we were founded in 2017. We're committed to excellence. We're family owned. We provide innovative solutions. We pride ourselves on superior customer service. That's fine. But the customer is sitting there thinking, can you solve my problem? Customers generally begin with themselves. And that's not necessarily selfish. It's why they're shopping. If my roof is leaking, I'm not initially searching for the fascinating history of your roofing company. I'm trying to stop water from entering my house. If my business is losing leads because nobody follows up with them, I don't initially care about your company's mission statement. I want to know whether you can fix the problem. If I need financing, I'm probably wondering, can I qualify? How much can I get? What will this cost? How long will it take? If I'm looking for a church in a new city, I want to know where you are, what you believe, when you meet, and whether there is a place for me and my family. Start with the problem, then explain the solution. Then establish why you're qualified to provide it. A business can be visible and still be ignored because the message doesn't connect with what the customer is actually experiencing. So here's something you can do today. Go to your homepage. Look at the first thing a visitor sees. Now, pretend you've never heard of your company. Can you tell within 5 seconds what problem the business solves? If not, you may have a messaging problem. And this applies beyond websites, social media, advertising, business listings, email, networking, even the way you introduce your company in conversation. Don't make people work too hard to understand what you do. Clarity is a form of service. Number 3, you may be trying to reach everybody. This sounds like a visibility strategy. It's actually one of the fastest ways to become invisible. If your business is for everybody, your message often becomes so generic that nobody feels like you're speaking directly to them. Let's say I tell you, we provide business solutions. What does that mean? Accounting, technology, marketing, consulting, cleaning offices, legal services, financing, software? Nobody knows. Now compare that to we help independent restaurants reduce food waste. Immediately, I know who you serve and what problem you solve. You don't necessarily need to stay in an extremely narrow niche forever, but clarity creates recognition. This is especially important when your marketing budget is small. Large corporations can spend millions of dollars broadcasting generic messages until everybody recognizes the brand. Most small businesses can't do that. You need relevance. The right person should encounter your message and think, they're talking to me. That's powerful. And here's where some entrepreneurs become afraid. They think, but if I'm too specific, I'm going to lose customers. Maybe, but you may also gain the customers who finally understand that you were built for them. Being known for something gives people a reason to remember you. And once people understand what you're particularly good at, they often bring you opportunities beyond that original category anyway. Number 4, you're relying too heavily on algorithms instead of relationships. Now, I use digital platforms. I'm talking to you through one right now. Digital marketing is incredibly valuable. But I think we've reached a point where some entrepreneurs believe marketing means post something, wait for algorithm, hope, post again, wait for algorithm, hope again. And then when nobody sees the post, the algorithm hates me? Maybe. But who have you actually talked to? Who knows what you're building? Who could refer you? Who serves the same audience? What organizations are connected to the people you serve? What communities are you participating in? What relationships are you developing? Business existed before social media, and relationships are still one of the most powerful distribution systems on earth. Think about how often someone says, I know somebody who does that. That's discovery. Someone asks, do you know a good accountant? I know somebody. I need somebody to build a website. I know somebody. We're looking for a caterer. I know somebody. I need a commercial lender. I know somebody. I need a photographer. I know somebody. Those 4 words can create economic activity. I know somebody. The question is, does anybody know you? And more importantly, do they know what you do well enough to recommend you? This is why relationships matter. Not because we want to use people, quite the opposite. Healthy business relationships create opportunities for everyone involved to serve more effectively. I refer somebody to you because I trust you to solve their problem. You may eventually refer somebody to me because I can solve another problem. The customer receives help. The businesses receive opportunities. Value moves through the relationship. This is one reason I believe Christian entrepreneurs need stronger economic connectivity. We already gather in churches. We attend conferences. We participate in ministries. We build professional networks. We exist in communities all over the country and around the world. But how much do we actually know about what one another does? There may be someone sitting 3 rows behind you every Sunday who owns the exact business you've been searching for. You simply don't know it. And they don't know what you do either. That's lost connectivity. Number 5, you haven't created enough places to be discovered. This is where I want you to become extremely practical. If I searched for your business today, where could I find it? Your website? Good. Where else? Google? Social media? A professional directory? An industry association? A local business organization? A marketplace? A community network? YouTube? LinkedIn? An email newsletter? A podcast? Another business's referral network? How many doors lead to your business? That's how I want you to think about discoverability. Every legitimate place where somebody can encounter your business is another door. You don't need to be everywhere. In fact, trying to be everywhere can become another form of distraction. But you should be present in the places where the people you're trying to serve are actually looking. And some forms of visibility don't require constant work. A business listing can continue existing after you create it. A useful YouTube video can continue being discovered months or even years after publication. A good article can appear in search results long after you write it. A referral relationship can continue producing opportunities. A customer review can influence people you've never met. That's why I want you to think beyond advertising. Advertising is one form of visibility. It isn't the definition of visibility. And this matters tremendously for entrepreneurs who don't have enormous marketing budgets. You may not be able to spend $5,000 a month on advertising. Okay? What can you do? Can you create useful content? Can you ask satisfied customers for reviews? Can you develop referral relationships? Can you list your business in relevant places? Can you participate in communities? Can you collaborate with another business? Can you teach something? Can you answer questions online? Can you make your website clearer? Can you introduce yourself to organizations that serve your target customer? Can you become easier to find? Most of those things require more intentionality than money. Now, I want to address something specifically with Christian business owners. Sometimes I think we confuse faith with passivity. We pray for customers, good. We pray for opportunities, good. We ask God to open doors, good. But if the door opens, somebody still has to walk through it. If you have a business, you have a responsibility to make reasonable efforts to let people know it exists. You can trust God and market. You can pray and make phone calls. You can have faith and follow up. You can believe God gave you the idea and still improve your website. You can believe you're carrying an assignment and still study customer behavior. Those things aren't contradictions. They're stewardship. If God has placed something valuable in your hands that can genuinely serve people, stewarding it includes making it accessible to the people who need it. And that brings me to something we're building specifically around this problem. It's called Ellen Trin. Ellen Trin is being built to help strengthen connectivity across the Christian community and economy. And one of the simplest problems we're trying to address is the one we've been discussing today: discovery. How do Christian individuals, businesses, churches, professionals, employers, job seekers, organizations, and potential partners discover one another? Because you cannot support a business you don't know exists. You cannot refer a business you don't know exists. You cannot explore a partnership with someone you don't know exists. You cannot apply for an opportunity you never discovered. You cannot connect with a church you can't find. Visibility creates the possibility for connection. So if you're part of the Christian community, I want to invite you to join Ellen Trin. Registration is free. If you're a Christian business owner, you can list your business for free. If you represent a church, you can list your church for free. And other applicable organizations can establish their presence for free as well. We're still building the network. That means we're not asking you to wait until everybody else gets there. We're inviting you to help us build it. Go to ellentren.com. That's ELENTREN.com. And you'll also find the link in the description below, Create Your Profile. List your business, church, or applicable organization for free. Let people know you exist, because there's something I want you to remember from this entire conversation. Being good and being discoverable are two different responsibilities. You need both. Visibility cannot compensate forever for a terrible product. Eventually, people discover that you're terrible. But excellence without visibility creates another problem. Nobody gets the opportunity to experience what you've built, so don't choose between the two. Become excellent and become discoverable. Now, before we finish, I want you to do something with that pen and paper. Write down, where can people currently find my business? Then list every answer. After that, write, where should people be able to find my business? Look for the gap. Maybe you're missing from Google. Maybe you don't have a website. Maybe your social media doesn't explain what you do. Maybe you've never asked customers for reviews. Maybe nobody in your professional network actually understands your business. Maybe you aren't listed in relevant directories. Maybe you haven't developed referral partners. Maybe your business is excellent, but invisible. That's fixable. And now I want to hear from you. First, what has been the hardest part of getting people to discover your business? Second, where do most of your current customers actually come from? And third, if you could improve one part of your business's visibility right now, what would it be? Put your answers down in the comment section and read what other entrepreneurs are saying. Somebody may mention a visibility strategy you've never considered. Someone may be struggling with something you've already figured out. And somebody reading the comments may even discover your business for the first time. That's the point. Faith is the foundation, business is the work, people are the purpose. And if you've built something that can genuinely serve people, make sure those people have a reasonable opportunity to know it exists. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.